Green Borders has pleasure in interviewing Eugene Blake. We're outside St Paul's Cathedral. It's a lovely afternoon, and can I ask Eugene to introduce himself to Green Borders viewers?
Yes, my name's Eugene Blake, and I have my own PR company and film production company.
What inspired you to get into PR, Eugene?
For me, basically, it's I have naturally good at basically communicating with people, and PR goes with media also. So media could be like websites, could be graphic design, could be video. I mean, PR is not just basically about marketing. It's also about creating something or giving something creativity and to the masses.
So, if I wanted you to do some marketing for Green Borders, you'd be the right person for me to contact.
Absolutely.
What could you do for companies like Green Borders Online Magazine?
First of all, I could bring the right kind of people or audience to who possibly never heard or possibly not interested or in that usual type of online magazine. So it's more understanding what the magazine's about and bringing the magazine to people or bringing the people to magazines.
So you'd be a really useful tool for a small business that's trying to start up?
Not only small businesses, for large businesses, also creative people or people that are trying to sort of like create something that will benefit other people.
So if a company wanted a bigger exposure than they're getting at the moment, you'd be the person to create that traffic?
Not only traffic, give them financial growth also. Once I understand what the company's about, what the company wants, the target audience demographics, and whether they want to be just within the UK or they want to expand globally, then I'd be the person to actually sort of like to come and see.
Do you specialise in a certain sector?
I would say I'm pretty flexible, but I'd say between the entrepreneurial and also the corporate at the present moment.
Right. Would you perhaps specialise in the music industry, or would you specialise in the acting profession?
Well, that's the thing about what I'm doing at the moment. It comes in two parts. There's the entertainment side, which deals with like film, music, and fashion, and then there's the other side that deals with like entrepreneurs as well as corporate business people, companies.
So could you give us some stories how you've turned a company around or an individual around?
Well, the very last thing that I'd done is I worked for a director, who made a motion picture a few months ago, but I worked with him and another team on fundraising and marketing and bringing different types of audiences to their project. So for me to do that, from someone who's worked in Hollywood and Los Angeles, to do that, I raised about £30,000 within less than 10 days.
That's amazing. How did you achieve that?
Well,
passion and energy.
Passion, energy, crowdsourcing, and bringing the audiences to the trailers, and getting their information out into the masses.
Would you say to be successful in business, it's all about contacts, and you're the man to perhaps be that middleman?
It's not only just about contacts, it's how you use the contacts actually. I mean, because there's many people that you can say I know, but if you don't understand the importance of those people around you, then basically you can't get too far. So you have to be able to understand the resources or the people well enough in order to sort of like expand your career or your company.
What's been your biggest achievement so far, would you say, Eugene?
I would say what I just told you actually.
Right.
At the present moment, but you know, there's a few other projects.
Are you working with any interesting companies at the moment that you'd like to tell us about?
I would say that I'm working on a possible motor racing project.
Well, that sounds exciting.
So, which basically, you know, will sort of like come out, you know, later this year. People will know more about it later in the year. Actually.
So, how are people able to contact you when they see this video and they think, oh, well, Eugene's just the man I need to contact? How can Green Border online magazine viewers / readers contact you, Eugene?
Well, I think basically, you know,
if we just Google your name, would that be okay?
They can Google my name,
Eugene Blake.
Eugene Blake, LinkedIn.
Right.
As well as basically they can email me and they can possibly, you know, contact one of my numbers, mobile numbers.
So, would it be okay for self-employed sole traders to contact you as well as corporate global companies?
Yes, that would be great actually. But I think that to bear in mind, basically, they have to have a good structure, and a good idea what they want, as well as a budget.
Right.
You know, because in some cases, sometimes people want something, and they basically sort of like haven't got the correct budget together in order to achieve what they want. So that's important to know, you know, your main goals, and have a good structure and have a good plan of how you want people to sort of like know about what you do, and also to you know, make your company look good.
And would you like to tell us about any future products you have for 2012?
There's, as I said, the motor racing one. As well as that, there is possibly some projects, you know, in Asia.
Okay. And if anybody's having trouble funding their dream to expand their business, would you be able to help them as well? Put them in the right direction.
I think putting someone in the right direction is possible, but I think people have to understand what to do when they're put in the right direction, because often sometimes people need a bit more extra help.
Right.
So I think, as I said, you have to have a plan of your company and where you're going, what you're doing, and how you want to market your company. Because if you can advertise your company, but if you are unaware or you cannot project positively or confidently what you're doing, then sometimes it becomes an issue or a problem which you don't want to do. So you have to be true to yourself.
And what inspiring message can you give, you know, the entrepreneur, the self-employed, the sole trader to achieve their dreams, Eugene?
I think you have to be have a sincerity, a humbleness, hard working, but the most important thing is you have to know when to listen. That's the key thing. Often, sometimes people don't listen, and they think they can do everything by themselves. To do everything by yourself is not possible.
We're in the middle of English Tourism Week, Eugene. If you could have your 2-week summer holiday somewhere in England, where would you choose it to be?
I would say if it's in London, just to relax. You know, I think Hyde Park is quite nice to walk around.
You think London's a great city?
Absolutely, it's quite diverse. You know, if it was outside of London, then I think a place like the Cotswolds is quite a nice place to relax. So it depends on basically how I feel and what I want to do. You know?
Okay, thank you ever so much for chatting with Green Borders online magazine, Eugene, and I'm sure when the viewers see this video they'll find it very informative and interesting, and I hope people will contact you with their requests. Thank you very much indeed, Eugene.
Thank you.